See, okay, I actually may just end up doing that. If you guys would like to see that, I would not mind. I still kind of want to do something on stream. I feel bad for all of the critters coming over to stream, and then like, you know, I don't, if I don't end up watching Critical Role on stream, but maybe some episodes. But I had to stop to just recap everything going on right now. So I'm on episode 37 where they were live from New York. Dangerous Liaisons. Anyways, I used to know how to say that, but I think I'm going to go from episode 35 to 37 and just give you, this is insane. So I seen someone talk about Ukatoa, or the god, the Leviathan, that like Ford's blessed by, like he's the chosen. And after watching what was it, that background of Exandria, or the whole, you know, history of it, you guys know what I'm referring to, I knew instantly how the story was going. Or like, I'm not saying they're all of them, like, you know, Caleb, blah blah, etc., Bo, are blessed by a certain god, but that's what I thought. I was like, oh, so in the main group of them, some of them are touched by each god, or they're the chosen thing, like Yasha, Caduceus, Molly, Jester, Ford. So I don't know if it's totally like that, but that's there's something, there's a connection to real life that reminds me of, but it's fucking cool. So anyways, let me just talk about what the fuck has happened in Nicodrana so far. What the fuck is going on? What the hell happened? That was going, like, I knew immediately when Jester had to keep using disguise self that it was gonna go downhill. And yeah, I feel like Matt was way more lenient to them when they were using like disguise self and stuff. Oh man, but the Ruby of the Sea was pretty cool. I hope I just said her name right. What else? Algor. That was cold. That was one of the coldest moments in this that I've seen, where they ended up they released Shandi, like the water genie. And oh, that was crazy too, when Taliesin, when the water genie let out a jet blast, and Taliesin and Caleb went down, and Taliesin was just sitting there like, man, if I lose another fucking character, I was like, oh shit, like that got tense. I didn't actually think the battle was that tense until I seen the damage numbers being put out, and then I was like, ooh, that's fucking crazy. But after, when they beat that whole section and got to Algor, and Ford, like, basically, like, you know, Ford was doing the whole thunder step and all that, and Caleb let off that fucking fireball, and they were absolutely toasting and drowning motherfuckers. Now, you know what I'm saying, because Ford's like water set of moves. But what was just insane was the part where he cut, I think this is after he already cut the hand off and the genie left, but when they were intimidating Al Gore, and fucking Caleb's shown to have some more. See, that's what I'm saying about Caleb opening up. I hope in one of these episodes, Caleb just all of a sudden turns around and he's like as charming as Ford. And honestly, this awkward kind of wizard thing was just a setup or something. But he's becoming way more smooth with his conversations. He's saying, like, when he's being intimidating and shit, I'm like, yo, he comes all cold as shit. He's coming in like fire with like the smooth things he's saying. But back to Al Gore, when they were intimidating Al Gore, and I just it was just so clean how it lined up, because this is exactly how I would think about doing that too. So he looked, and I imagined it in my head so dope. So Ford just leaned in, and he was like, the part where they were basically making up lies, they like, or like, you know, like saying, imagine if Al Gore himself admitted all of this shit he did, like. And it was like their actions of, like, I don't know, basically bringing the power grid of the city down. And Ford started to say that and said, I use mask of many faces to look just like him. And then he was like, he was like, I don't know what it was, but how Matt was like, oh, he just backs up against one. He's like, oh, what the fuck? And he was, what the fuck? That was so fucking badass from Ford, using the mask and many faces. That shit was the coolest shit I think ever. That was like some shit you really see. Like, it's almost like you could not write this better. I almost want to see, like, this is going on big, you know. I gotta go warm myself in the gotta go get myself, you know, shotgunned into campaign 1. But I almost want to see the Mighty Nine animated. Like, I would love to see Ford and them fucking, they just, the shit that it seems like they are getting into is fucking crazy. I even think Liam said, like, Vox Machina is dead compared to what the fuck they were doing here. Like, they are like complete, like, just assholes, and it's just fucking it's absolutely crazy. It's like blowing my mind, all the shit that they're getting into. It's just fucking crazy. It's literally fucking crazy. Had to make a quick cut there because I had to upload the rest of these videos, but yeah. Where am I also? Okay, and then we get to the dock, and finding, what was his name? The half elf guy. I don't know if Maurice was the messenger. I don't remember. Them meeting I'm trying to see where I could jump because I'm pretty sure there's certain moments that people would like to hear me mention. I didn't miss any moments so far during this. I just may not end up mentioning them, but I'm trying to think. I think the dock is just the biggest moment in my head right now. Like the Ruby of the Sea, I would like to mention more because it was definitely cool, them meeting Jester's mom, and, you know, just, it was cool, but it wasn't like what really hits me is the like, it's back, you know. It's like, it's just like, to put it in a simple way, is hands down you're going to care about what you care about. And I think Jester's a really, like, you know, cute character, and how Laura plays her is cool, but I kind of, like, my mind just begins to kind of zone out when that stuff was going down. But the biggest points I took from it were Al Gore harassing her mom, and then them wanting to stop it and shit like that. And what had me really weak was they basically almost, like, decimated the dude. It's just that's really what I take from it. I didn't really pay attention to anything more, like, from that, but I don't know. To me, I pulled out what I kind of needed, because then everything just started skyrocketing from there. The biggest thing I was paying attention to also was, are they going to stay undercover? And the fucking animals. The blink dog is the cutest shit. That shit is cool, having the blink dog. But yeah, those were kind of like the biggest moments. The actual the I don't want to sleep on the two, what was it, something with an L, whatever those two-headed giants were. I had the name yesterday because I mentioned it on stream, but that was a cool moment where they were kind of going by, and Matt said that encounter could have been way worse. But now the dock. Let's just get to the fucking dock. Yo, this shit just went so bad. Oh, I have to mention Tracy. Yeah, the Tracy moment. I said this during stream, but that seemed like that was somebody Marisha knew in real life. Like, hands down, wherever that came from. Not Beauregard, that was Marisha. But where am I hopping to now? The dock. Let's just get to the dock, because this shit was fucking crazy. And the turtle's cool. Ollie and how he became their navigator, that was pretty cool. But I'm hopping a little bit ahead. So the dock. I don't understand what the fuck happened. Like, Maurice was trying to deliver a message, and then all of a sudden it just got, you know, they pulled up, kind of messed up. I don't know if they were stealthing over there. I can't remember, but let's just, you know, say if they were trying to be stealthy, they fucked it immediately. Bo got arrows shot at her. They, you know, they were, the people they killed were only following protocol, so they shot arrows off. And then just next thing you know, they're in a huge ass battle with this fucking these pirates. They just slaughter the crew. Then they steal the ship. You know what's funny is like the guards. I knew the guards were coming when Caleb. Well, I knew before, but because there would be commotion and they're kind of patrolling at night. But when Caleb let off the fucking fireball on the deck, I was like, oh, that's gonna be bright as shit. The guards are gonna come. Even Caduceus. Oh, and I feel before I get to Caduceus, because he knew the guards were coming too, but he was too far away from everybody. But Ford, well, I'll say it was Travis, but Travis, yeah, it's it was Travis that said that he wasn't in character. He was like, "Come on, guys, can we fucking leave before this shit gets worse?" Like, it was just going downhill. And that shit was funny. I was saying that in my head. I was all, what about the guards? And then they came, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then they were on the fucking ship. That shit was a fucking mess. But that was the funniest shit. And I'm just glad that it didn't get spoiled for me. Because I was like, I wonder how long they're going to like be able to stay in Nicodranus. And that shit wasn't even 2 days. Like, it was really like, the shit kicked up in 2 days. And it's just fucking funny. But then when they steal the ship and then they take the ship, then try to rename the ship and everything, and that didn't even work when they met Avantika, and I guess coming back and hiring the crew. Oh yeah, coming back and hiring the crew was funny because, you know, they spread the rumors. I can't miss that part because that was kind of funny how the guards were kind of confused that like this like blue woman took her life and jumped in the water, and then they spread the rumors. And what else about the crew? Not really much there. They just got their new crew and then they set sail. Then the Harpy battle was okay. It's all right. Not much to say. The battle was just like crazy. If I talk about specific details, I would say a lot of Travis's reactions have been funny as fuck during this whole thing. Like also him trying to take, when he was 1 HP, trying to take his head and ram it off the, like, I don't know what it was, the mast or something, and just knock himself unconscious. And then Liam was, no, come on, don't do that. Like, that would be so bad. But he didn't do enough damage. Like, he couldn't do enough damage. He said it would, Matt was like, it'd really have to be a heavy hit. So anyways, yeah, I would probably say most of the focus is on Ford right now, because, I mean, yeah, this is why they kind of came for Jester and Ford. So now they meet Avantika, and this is where I'm at, and this has been crazy. So they steal the boat, all that goes on, they're sailing, Harpy fight, Avantika. I think the funniest shit is, like, I knew right away, and I have part of it on my stream if you want to go look. I streamed it for like an hour, but then hopped off just to record this part. And it was when they all tried to use disguise self and all that shit, and Ford tried to look like the captain, the half-orc captain that they killed, and fucking put the bandage and was trying to talk with like his throat being cut. So he just, and Avantika put her hand through the illusion, and I was like, I knew it was coming. I was just like, it's a matter of time. But when they had all the guns aimed up at them, I was like, oh my fucking goodness. I was like, this is going to go so fucking bad. But I liked how, you know, I just kept saying to myself, they cannot be stuck in this position. Like, it's going to be so boring to see them working for her. And it seems like it's taking a turn for the better now. I didn't even get to this, but Caleb's idea. You know, I don't really know when to say them or the characters, so I'll just, either one, I'm just still talking about the same person. But Liam's idea to, as soon as they see an opening, like, gather as much information as they can, and when they see an opening, like, they gotta go. And I was like, yeah, that seems like the best, because I would hate to see them for episodes, not like the Gentleman's kind of like lesser, but I would hate to see them like having to be on sea working with this crew and almost be like slaves forever, or for like, not slaves, but they'd be a part of the crew, I guess, but forever, like for like a good portion of this story. So I kind of knew that they wouldn't let it go that way. They'd probably risk trying to do some spectacular shit, knowing the Mighty Nine by now. But what is crazy is like Avantika showing Ford the tattoo, and like she's the chosen of that guy too, and she has the dreams. And then like, you know, the part where Not was like, you have the dreams too, and screaming at Ford, and then Liam broke character and was like, can Avantika fucking hear Not shouting this shit at him? And then like Jester doing the fucking dance to try to distract her. And I'm like, oh my god, they should just tell the truth at this point. They are a heavily fucking deceptive group, with almost all of them having fucking disguise self and mask of many faces and all this shit. And fucking, and they just the deception, it's like, just for overall deceptive group, it goes so good at times and then super fucking bad at times. Like, just the distraction and trying to just, this shit is just so fucking funny. But I was like, at that point, I was like, yeah, honestly, Ford should just tell her. And then he ended up telling her. And now it seems like it's actually going way better. But man, at first I was just like, oh my god, Ford, damn, just tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth. I was waiting for it. But then the reason I hopped off for to make this video was just like, the lines have been so cleanly delivered, It reminds me of shit I've actually done in real life when it comes to like charming lines and shit. And what's funny is just like fucking Ford being like she was like, you must have, like, Avantika was like, you must have big balls, like, you know, trying to pull this shit that you just pulled. He was like, I thank you for being very perceptive. I have massive balls. And just like, that shit had me dying. And then even Beauregard saying, well, I know, this is skipping ahead now, they know that they're both chosen by Ukatoa. Fucking Beauregard going, I'm sure you can tell by now we're not some dumbass crew. We are a group of people who murdered your crew and showed up here. And then fucking Travis and Marisha high-five, because that was such a badass line. That was so hard. Like, we're not just a crew that doesn't know what we're doing. We're highly skilled and fucked your crew up. That shit was great. Oh my gosh. And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Oh, also an update on Campaign 3, Episode 4. I fell asleep during the other half of it. Where I got to was they were eating the sandwiches, or like the subs that Ashton got for them, and then everything else is a blur. I can't remember, but you know, kind of at this point, we all knew Bertrand was gonna die. And what was funny to me, and one thing that I was gonna say in my video when I had it all shot, was that it kind of had me weak that Bertrand's death wasn't that impactful, or at least, like, you know how I'll refer to Molly here. You know how Molly kind of died, and then I was kind of like, you know, I expected it. I even called it, but from like me not knowing anything, but I was like, yeah, that still kind of felt a little bit bad, because he was such a fucking cool dude, but you know, I didn't really like him that much. Well, when they got to Bertrand dying, Bertrand, in my opinion, was so much cooler off the start. And when he died, it didn't really feel significant. And then not only that, like, when they were talking about him being dead, they just kept making, like, jokes that were too soon in respect to the characters. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, they lost Bertrand, but it doesn't really seem like they lost Bertrand by how it was, you know, being played in the first, was it maybe an hour and 40 minutes in? It didn't seem like anything, but I left off where they met up, so I don't know any crazier stuff or if they got into a battle. And I don't know when they do someone has told me before, but I can't remember off the top of my brain when they do the re-showing of it. But I'll just catch it Monday if I don't end up catching the re-show. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Episode 37. This shit is insane. This shit is insane. The Mighty Nine is like, just, I'm gonna watch Campaign 1, but I don't know if Vox Machina, I said this during stream. Sorry, critters who I may offend here. After seeing Travis play certain characters like Bertrand and Ford, and then like Undeadwood, and then I can't remember else I've seen him play. Oh, and the the other characters he played, it might be hard. And a couple of you said this during the stream too. It took a minute for you to warm up to Grog. Is that I don't know if I could see Travis just playing kind of like not the smartest, big, huge barbarian character, and not because I don't like characters like that. I literally just would not like to see Travis play that. It almost makes sense for me, but that's of course like the like he I guess I'm trying to say in a way, I don't expect an actor or someone who doesn't, like plays many characters to, got to broaden your field and play different characters. But in my mind, I feel like Travis is in his element when he's playing a charming character. And Ford is supposed to be charming, super charming. So like this feels like he is in his element. And then when he played Bertrand, it felt like that. I could see the resemblance. And to see him play Grog might fuck it up for me, because I could not see him play like a dumbed down character, I guess, in a way. Like, kind of like slow, not the brightest character. I don't know if I could see him play that. And I've seen some clips of Grog out of context because I haven't watched Campaign 1, and I just don't know. I don't know if I'm going to like that more than the Mighty Nine. I feel like the Campaign 2 was the best decision I made to start here, and that's why I started here, not Campaign 1. But I definitely am probably going to watch Campaign 1 after now having gotten this far in Campaign 2. But yeah. I think I also heard the start to Campaign 1 is a bit rough. But I don't know. Alright, well, that's it for me. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.